The last person that I was with romantically, we were together for about 2 years, and he was extremely physically abusive. But would justify his actions with saying things like, "Well, I've never like essayed you," and that's true. He never like in the sense of like straight up like raping me. No, that never happened. I'll agree with that. But looking back, there were a few times where he used coercion. I remember one time we went out and he had like one of the things that like I noticed that he would do is he would spend money, and then when I was like, okay, thank you, and didn't offer anything like extra, you know, as a like like it was very transactional, and like I remember a few times that like I felt absolutely pressured into it, straight up, because he had spent money on substances. I remember one time in my car, we had been drinking and we were at the river, and he's like, I spent $100 on snow. And like I didn't even like the stuff. That was his DOC, and he's like, "Well, because I spent it, like I expect this. Like I spent this money on us, so I expect something in return." And like before, I didn't understand before that that was a form of SA. Like I didn't understand that coercion was a form of manipulation, because like yeah, I have grown up thinking that there's only one thing that men want from you, and that is to hit it and quit it. And the only reason that they're your friend is, and he even enforced that too. He's like, you cannot have male friends because they only want one thing from you, and that one thing is, you know, to, you know, you know what I'm saying. But and then so he would give me a hard time. And like at this point, like I was done with him. We were at the end of our relationship. I hadn't seen him for about 3 months, and then we ran into each other, and it was like about 3 months after, and I hadn't seen him, and the entire time he put me down, and like the last hour, he's like, I spent $60 on you, and you still have not uh, given me a BJ. And I just was like, are you fucking joking me? You're serious. Like, that's all you want from me. That's all you want. You just want me to give you a BJ. That's all it is. And he taught me straight up, like, you do not give somebody your A game off the hop. Like, if, like, you end up consensually with someone, you don't do like you don't give them like, because when the past, like I had this like desire to like please people, men, and in doing so I would you know do the best that I possibly could, and that came with a lot of consequences. Like I remember one time, this because I said no to a guy. He straight after like doing that, and he went around telling everybody like this girl's like the best. Like you should, you know what I mean? Like, and he smashed my windshield because I said no. I said no, you're not coming over. Like I don't feel safe around you, and like I made the mistake of like letting him know where I lived. I made the mistake of letting him into my house. I made the mistake of not setting any type of boundaries, and so I just learned that you have to really, really like somebody or like be physically attracted. And honestly, like the common denominator is that is like if I ever was to like perform at my best level, I have to be safe around that person. You know what I mean? Like even if it's like a consensual fling where there's like no emotion involved, like you're not getting into my experience anymore. That's for sure. Like yeah, and I just like this can run off topic, but straight up, like when I think about it, like yeah, he may not have like forced himself onto me at any point, but he didn't use his hands; he used his words, and made me feel like I was less than, and gave me ultimatums. Like I listened to that what is it, that voice memo guy thing, and it's kind of the same thing. Like if you don't give me what I want, therefore I'm not going to have a relationship with you. And I had already like I was like addicted to that person, and I was threatened with that. And like the first time when we were in the car the first time, like I'd already like become emotionally attached to him, so I gave him what he wanted. The second time when we were in Vancouver and he said that, it opened up my eyes to the fact that he does actually use manipulation as a tactic, and like does like exhibit some form of like abuse, actual abuse. And because like I had that separation of like I no longer want this person in my life, I was able to see the behavior for what it was. And you know, it's just not something that we want. We don't like we want somebody to be around us because they want to be around us, not because there's a chance that we're gonna pop their rocks off. Do you know what I mean? And if you genuinely hate women that much, like get a doll. You know what I'm saying? Like hire an SW. Cause like, you know, the joke is you pay them to leave, not to stay, right? Cause honestly, like emotionally, financially, in so many ways, women are an investment. And if you have a good one, it is a good investment. And if you are in a toxic, terrible relationship, like don't expect your investment to go the way that you think it's going to. Like, you know, relationships are investments. They absolutely are. They involve sacrifice. But the thing with investments is when they are made responsibly, they grow. They grow and exponentially in value. Like that is the truth. So like you can't sit there and expect like relationship level like value when you're not putting anything to get back that return. And that's it, straight up. Like I'm not going to give you some like a piece of me, a piece of my energy, you know, when you're treating me terrible. Like the whole 3 days that we were together, before that comment, like that comment was the straw that broke the camel's back, and that was when I left. Like I think we parted ways 20 minutes after that. I was like, I just can't do this anymore. And like it just was clear that the only thing that he wanted from me in that moment was for me to get him off. And I was just like, this, like, no. I don't remember what I was just talking about, but yeah, there is just like human beings are complex, dynamic, challenging creatures that have amazing, beautiful things about them, but on the flip side, are subject to the human condition, and because of that, we are going to make mistakes. And that means that like being in a relationship is a lot of giving and taking, and taking responsibility, accountability, setting boundaries like on the other side as well too, and like maintaining balance and investing. So like when you think about it, what you invest is what you get back. It's like, you know, like I find that I'm a mirror. You know, if like you treat me well, I am going to treat you well back. If you treat me like shit, that's what you're going to get back. And like eventually you can treat a person so horribly that they just don't feel physically attracted to you anymore. And I was at that point, you know? Like coercion doesn't work. And you have to be something that is worth losing for that manipulation tactic to work, I guess. You know what I mean? And a lot of people play that card and try to take advantage of it. But the reality is, like, I think we're wising up to it, and we have knowledge that wasn't, uh, like, wasn't available. You know, we just had to like learn by trial and error, and today is just not the same way. So, thanks for listening.